was our guy. Joshua na ya doing akamonya wakaimba akategerera ddala. But you're singing them like clearly. Now you're singing them off.
Who?
You.
Onyege kaji, ikenegi, dirigi, gonia.
We have some Nigerians in here, just know.
You know you can, these things, they're really easy. Just go, Shazam the song.
Then they become easy.
You Shazam it.
Everything is easy to someone who has learned it.
But you also, we ought to learn every day.
Learn
something.
Learning never comes to stop. Like, okay, learning never ends. We always learn something new every day, or something fresh.
Yeah, and this song reminds me of Thanksgiving every November at our church. Whenever we... after, okay, there are some Thanksgiving where he tells us, today we're not having food at church, so after service, go home, invite your neighbor, and share a meal with them.
No, it's a monogo mnalia na ye. Inga sivi yangu, mana akuta.
You guys.
Kati zentwale Emma. Kumukolo nga bagaya mugero etemu nno basi gena kukuta sanga nyo bintu
byakugabana you're choosing wrongly. Just take
gwendese ebamundu menyi
take Beatrice olawe bwe bitalo
Beatrice ye tali annyo. She's not a food.
It depends what.
I cannot take Busomoki.
It depends what.
I cannot take Joshua. Can I take her back?
I'm telling you. It depends what. Beatrice go wesigamieko. It depends what.
Unless you're in a pork but besides pork, no need to worry.
Kati, why are you inviting her without pork?
Until much when Yo, this show is brought to you by MTN. Together we are unstoppable. That's how we get to laugh out loud, because MTN makes life better. Without MTN, man, where would we be? How would we communicate to our fellows, you know, both on, okay, not just both, but rather on different platforms like WhatsApp, you know, TikTok, every other platform that has a DM where you can dive in and send a message to someone. That's where we say MTN.
Internet. We cannot live without you.
MTN, how can we survive without you?
How?
There's no way.
How? Like
there is no way. You can tell from the testimonies already people are giving. You can tell from the praises people are winning. People are winning borders, people are winning money. And of course, when we talk about winning, we are talking about the Digida and Win promotion. Download your MTN favorite caller tune and have your people that call you listen to it. And also they can copy it by pressing star or hash. But also, what's amazing about this promotion, that people get to win with themselves some good prizes, things like, you know, borders, amaja,
and anyway, you guys, when I told you yesterday when I was calling Gaby, sijabayimbulia kayimba ke kabaddem sijakogera
tokamanyi
okakasa
jikubeko katikati obatereko
njakwogera wano ebintu byo kayimba ki
kanswaza sika Yesu.
But anyway, MTN reminds us that you can win yourself goodies. You can still win the borders. You can also win Amaja, 100K per week. Just dive into the promo by dialing *170*12 hash, and you'll be in the draw as you download your favorite caller tune. We also come along with Pepsi.
Thirst for more, Pepsi.
Yeah.
Thirst for more.
Pepsi.
So Pepsi happens to be, you know, the proud sponsors of the UEFA Champions League. When we talk about sports, what just know we got you as Pepsi in there. That's why today we're going to be sharing some sports news updates about, you know, UG as a fraternity, or UG as an industry, UG as a sports arena, UG. Because we have our fellows that are representing us on different levels. So when we talk about anything that comes with sports, anything that is, you know, with, you know, someone being, how they call it, impactful in the community, inspiring others, that is courtesy of Pepsi, because Pepsi makes sure that, man, people out there are supported fully.
Yep.
And that's why we come with Pepsi as our proud sponsor and MTN. Yeah. Now, Patricia,
Yes.
today, when it comes to Mondays like this at Spirit Media Group, we always have a fellowship, an altar,
and you know
and
that
general meetings.
that is why I will remind you guys, we have so much sense. There is sense in the word fellowship.
It's a different atmosphere.
Because of fellowship, simply.
Kati okutandika n'olwokubiri paka Friday amagezi amatono nago gaba mangi
kubeerako zi crises.
tuba mu crises. So during our fellowship, Minister Beatrice, who happened to lead us today, she led us well, and guess what, she gave us a reading from James chapter 1 verse 13 to 17. I don't know if Patricia can read for us. I don't know the version that you have. So we want to share with you, our lovely people, today, it being a Monday. We'll be sharing some scriptures on Mondays like this, so that you can as well, catch up from what we shared now. So tubuulira muka box cafe on our WhatsApp, not gabana at our church. This was the scripture. This was the word. So if you can't even now do it,
Mambi,
do it.
It is really so good that you share the word of God. Many people don't go to church.
Deejay ku church yabadde basomesezza ki
wasabye wabiwulidde oba obadde. People are so much
oyinza okuba nga nze ng'olusodde okinga mugenda ku church
dodging
n'ojosabidde n'okuba ng'ofunye ekigambo kyokoze ki
Gaby dodges church, and whenever he's in church he's dozing. Katusome ekigambo kya Mukama.
Not so much, but sometimes I do.
So as we share,
chapter 1 verse 13.
It's James 1:13 to 17. It says, I'm reading the New Living Translation.
Okay.
It says, and remember, when you are being tempted, do not say temugambanga kati anti nkomye ku do not say
temugambanga
God is tempting me.
Katonda nkemi.
God is never tempted to do wrong.
Katonda takemebwanga kokola kikyamu.
Did you hear that?
Okiwulidde?
And he never tempts anyone else.
Ate era talina gwakema yadde n'omu.
So 14 also says, it continues and says, temptation comes from our own desires, which entice us, entices, it's
like
stimulating, steers.
Yeah, something like that. Which steers.
Which entice us and drag us away.
Ebisituka muffe ate nebitujja okuva kumpi ne Mukama ne tumubeera wala.
These desires give birth to sinful actions.
Nti bino desire mpozi kyeki?
Kuno okuyaayana
kuno kwe tubeera nako kukola kutya kagambe katyawo nsomba.
These desires give birth to sinful actions.
Byetuyayanira bizaako okuzaalibwa kwa ebikolwa by'ekibi.
And when sin is allowed to grow,
ate ekibi bwe kikkirizibwa ne kiba nga kikula,
it gives birth to death.
Kizaala okufa.
So don't be misled, my dear brothers and sisters. Whatever is good and perfect comes down to us from our Father in heaven, who created all the lights in heaven. He never changes or casts a shifting shadow.
Wow.
Takuba shadow. This is reminding me of one of the songs that I usually enjoy. Amafuta gakulukuta okuva wa? Ojjukira kye baayogera ku mbaga ya Jowabu. But this scripture is really important, and it's telling us not to always lean our temptations on God. No, he does not tempt. He says it here in 13. He tempts no one. No one. There is something here that I saw about in the Message version. It goes on and says, lust, in 15 it says, lust gets pregnant and has a baby. Sin grows up to adulthood and becomes a real killer. So it brings me to what it says here, Ambu, where it says that death is known. Okay, it might be physical death, but when they talk about death in this perspective, they are speaking of spiritual death. So it might lead to whenever you
but it can also result to physical death.
Yes. But sinful nature whenever we fail, for example, which sin? No, I look at death here as losing out. You've lost that. You've lost out on that one. So you're dead on that part.
Definitely. And today we've learned through that wonderful scripture that is James chapter 1 verse 13 to 17 that in our sinful nature, most of the times we think that God tempts us. He never does tempt us. But he tries us. It tests us. And the tests and the trials are all about growing our spiritual life, strengthening us, and of course giving us, how do we call it? It strengthens us and perfects our character. As you know, the bone of God. You know, we need to work on our character, we need to work on our spiritual being, because we need to be strengthened within us. And the only way God can do that is by testing us and trying us. Many of the times people mistaken being tried, being tested from temptations. So temptation comes in one way. It's of the devil that you'll be tempted, because the devil aims at pulling you down or pushing you away from God. That's why the Bible was telling us that it leads to death. You get. So temptation obokemebwa kuva eri omubi sitaani. Okemebwa konna, and Satan can use you, can use your friend, can use someone else. Kujja kumulamwa nokulaba nga you're off course, the spiritual journey or the righteous journey. So today we just wanted to share about that and more, but later we'll be still talking about temptation, trials and all that. We are still here on the African Exclusive, and of course let's do a short breather and on return we still have some content to share with you. Let's do this and come back.